Does anybody want to come clean up my desk after filming? No? Okay, cool. Hey y'all, it's Hannah, and welcome back to my channel, or hi, hello if you're new here. If you're new here, I would love it if you would click that red subscribe button down below. Come and be a part of my Hannah Corns. I post and upload new videos every Thursdays and Saturdays at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Times. And for the month of December, I'm going to be posting and uploading a new video on Mondays as well, just kind of like as a bonus video. And today's video I'm so excited about because I'm going to be doing a review and first impressions on a palette that I was so excited about releasing. And I know I say that about a lot of palettes, but this one I was really excited for because this brand is very near and dear to me. This is the Pigment Palace's newest eyeshadow palette. This is their Slay Essentials palette. This gorgeous palette has 15 eyeshadows in this palette, and I absolutely cannot wait to test this out and review it for y'all. I created this eye look right here using that palette, and I am just so ecstatic for them. Now, the Pigment Palace is a company that I am very familiar with and that I do talk with very frequently. If you may or may not remember, last year about this time, I was one of the very first people picked on Twitter to review the Modern Royalty palette that they released last year about the same time, and now 1 year later they have a new palette addition to their family. So I am just really happy for them that they are expanding their line and that they are adding new palettes. I honestly just really love their brand and their company so much. They are very sweet, they are very kind, they are very easy to work with, and when they wanted to give me another opportunity to review this palette, I was so excited because I absolutely just love them to pieces. But I am not going to be letting that interfere with my review or my thoughts on this palette. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get right on into this review. Alright, so here's what the packaging looks like for the palette. This is just the little carton that the palette comes in. I love the packaging of all of the Pigment Palace palettes because I just love how beautifully it represents all of the diversity that we have in the beauty community, and that we all are here and united through our unique love of makeup. And I just love how they just incorporate that in their packaging. I just think that's absolutely beautiful. This palette is cruelty-free and it is vegan-friendly, and this contains 7 super pigmented mattes, 4 diamond shimmers, 4 ultra shine pigments that are perfect for eyes, face, and body. So that is just what it says back here on the back of the unicarton. So now let's get into the palette, and this is just what the actual palette looks like. It is so beautiful. It is the exact same packaging as the unicarton. Now this is a little bit smaller than their original palette, and I'll show y'all the original palette in a second. But this is what the actual shadows in the palette looks like. They are just absolutely beautiful and stunning, and you get 15 shadows in this palette. Now, again, because you do get 15 shadows in this palette, I'm sure they probably did have to make this a lot smaller than they did the original palette, which I'm totally fine with. I really love this, and I can't wait to use this. So first, before we get into our eyeshadow look, let me quickly show y'all my original palette that I have from them. Now, like I said in the beginning, I did get picked by them when they first launched their brand last year around this time to try out their palette when they were looking for people on Twitter. So here is the original palette. It is super dirty because I use this palette all the time, but this is just what it looks like. And as you can tell, it is a little bit bigger than the new Slay Essentials palette. When you do kind of stack them side by side together, you definitely can see the length difference, but honestly, I'm okay with this being smaller because this is a lot more travel friendly than the bigger one. So that's just what it looks like. And then let's open up the bigger one as well, and here is what the shadows look like. And I believe Flamingo is kind of Extravaganza's twin, because as you saw earlier, the pink shade Flamingo looks kind of similar to Extravaganza in this palette right here. So I can't wait to test that out and play with it. In this palette, you did get 12 beautiful pigmented shadows in this palette, and these are pressed pigments, meaning that they are a little bit different than eyeshadows, because pressed pigments are a lot more pigmented than shadows, and you really are supposed to build them up more than you are supposed to blend them, but they still do blend nicely, and I really do like this palette a lot, and I know that I'm going to love the Slay Essentials because I use my modern palette all the time, so I know that I'm going to get a lot of use out of the Slay Essentials as well. So first off, let's go ahead and get into my eye look. So what I'm going to do is take the shade Flamingo, and I'm going to be applying that shadow to my crease using this tiny little crease brush. The shade Flamingo applied really nicely to my crease. It is a deeper shade of a pink than Extravaganza and the Modern Royalty eyeshadow palette, so they definitely are some similarities there, but in the palettes, they kind of look similar, but once you blend them out and get them into the crease, they definitely look different. And that shade applied very nicely, and as you can tell, it is super pigmented, so I really like that shade a lot. Next, I'm going to go into the shade Disco and apply that to my lid using this little flat shader brush. Alright, so the shade Disco is really pretty. I really like that shade. It's like super sparkly and just super pretty, and it's just super up my alley. I really like the kind of soft pink yet purpley shift that it has to it. Like when the light hits it, you can kind of see little bits of purple glitter like in the shadow. So I really like that a lot. Now there was a little bit of fallout with that shade, but again, that's okay because that's pretty normal for shadows, and that's why I have been doing my eyeshadow first before I put on my face makeup, just so that way I can easily wipe away that fallout. But other than that, I had no issues with that shadow whatsoever. Fallout does not bother me at all, and again, these are pressed pigments, and pressed pigments, or just pigment in general, is going to have a ton of fallout with it, so that's really not something out of the norm. I am actually like so impressed with this palette right now. I was so excited when they announced that they were launching a new palette, just because I have been loving the Modern Royalty palette just so much. So when they announced this one, I was super ecstatic. So now what I'm going to do is go back and take this tiny little crease brush, and I'm going to dip into the shade Slay and apply that to the outer half of my lid and into my crease. Alright, so the eyeshadow is done, and I love the way that this look turned out. I think it turned out super pretty, and I really like the way that it also blended out. The shadows blended out beautifully together without any issues whatsoever. They were super pigmented, super gorgeous. I really love that shade Disco. I can tell that that's probably going to be my new favorite shimmer shade to wear on my eyes, just because it is so pretty. So now let's go ahead and curl my eyelashes and put on some mascara. And the mascara that I'm going to be using is just the L'Oreal Telescopic mascara. Alright, so I'm very quickly going to go pop on some lashes, and I'm going to do the rest of my makeup. Then I'll come back and I'll talk some more about the palette and the pricing and everything like that. So for me, it is going to be a little while before I get back in front of the camera, but for y'all watching this at home, it's literally just going to be a split second, and I will be right back. So here is the completed look now that I have lashes on and the rest of my makeup. I'll have everything that I used down in the description box below, so be sure to go and check that out. But really quickly, before I sign off on this video, let's talk about pricing of this palette and where you can obviously purchase it. So you can purchase this on the Pigment Palace's website for $25, which I definitely don't feel like that's a bad deal at all. I mean, you're getting 15 gorgeous eyeshadows in this palette, and they're so beautiful, so pigmented, very easy to blend, very easy to work with. So I highly recommend this palette. I feel like this would make a really good Christmas gift or a holiday gift for someone, just because it is just such a beautiful palette, and is so new that not a lot of people really do have this yet. So definitely would make a really good Christmas gift. Not only that, but it would also help out a smaller company, and what is not to love about that. So with that being said, I'm just going to be signing off on this video here. Thank y'all so much for watching this review and first impressions. I greatly appreciate it, and thank you so much again to the Pigment Palace for sending me this palette. I absolutely love it, and be sure to keep a lookout for this palette in future tutorials really soon, and I'll see you all in my next video really soon. Bye, my little unicorns.